Good morning, everyone. I am back. I am feeling so much better. This is Karin with Highly Sensitive Parents. I'm a psychologist, life coach, energy worker, parenting coach, and today I'm going to be talking to you a bit about self-care and creating self-care habits that serve you. So the first thing I want to say about self-care, I've been thinking about this for a while, and I kind of realized that the reason that I haven't been able to do this this live call yet was because wasn't very clear myself about what self-care is, and that had been bugging me a bit. I must admit, I was like ranting it out a little bit, like what is self-care, and all of a sudden I've been seeing self-care books, self-care guides, and I'm guilty of it myself because I created this ultimate self-care guide for highly sensitive parents. And in this guide, I was already defining it as something that is not just like take a bath or go for a walk or something like that. I was already defining it as doing something that is doing things that feed your body, your mind, and your soul. But all of a sudden, I see it everywhere, and I was struggling with this because I'm like, wait a minute, why is self-care all of a sudden such a thing? I mean, it's like all of a sudden it's a thing. And this thing is being hijacked by mothers. I'm like, it's all of a sudden self-care for moms. By the highly sensitive, highly sensitive need self-care. But I don't agree. I don't. I think self-care is for everyone. We all need self-care. We all have to take care of our needs. And I know a lot of amazing fathers. I know a lot of amazing men in general that would really benefit if they would take better care of their needs. So I think the reason for the fact that all of a sudden self-care has become such a thing, is because our society has changed so much that it's important for us to label it. Otherwise, we're not allowed to do it. And in our busy societies and our busy schedules, we have to all of a sudden say, oh well, this is part of my self-care practice. Instead of just like, well, I'm just taking care of myself, or I'm just, I don't know, reading a book. Why do we have to define reading a book or taking a bath or going for a walk as self-care all of a sudden? So that has been bugging me a bit. I was sick last week, really sick. And everybody was like, well, good for, when I'm like, well, okay, I can't, I'm lying in bed today. Well, good for you that you're taking care of yourself. And I'm like, what? Do I have to? Do I have to define this right away? Like, good for me? No, I'm sick. Of course I'm lying in bed. So that was like the reason for me for like, okay, wait a minute, what's going on with this self-care thing? So for me, self-care is just is essential. It's going back to basics. You don't have to define it to do it. You don't have to say this is part of my self-care practice to do it. You don't have to be a mother to practice self-care. You don't have to be a woman. It's also, oh yeah, women need a lot of self-care. What? Why? Why women? I mean, why are we defining things this way and labeling it this way? We all need self-care. We all need to take care of our needs, because that is self-care. So, what is self-care then? in my definition of self-care. Self-care is doing the things that you need to feel refreshed, vital, vibrant, and in purpose. Any of these things can be self-care. So it's going back to our basics. Eat well. Eat food that nourish your body instead of just filling it. Not fillings. We're nourishing our body so that it can function well and think well and be well. It's moving. It's important for you to move. Move your body. It's just vital for us to move. Any type of movement counts. It's also so important. It's not about going to the gym. It's not about jogging. It's not about, yoga. It has to be that movement that lights you up, makes you happy. Doesn't matter what you're doing as long as you're moving your body. Essential for everyone. I'm not just talking about the highly sensitive. I'm a little bit, I'm a little bit hesitant that everybody's just saying like, oh, I'm highly sensitive and I need this. No, everyone needs these. Everyone needs to eat well. Everybody needs to move. And even for me, this is like the most important one. Sleep. Sleep. Not only the highly sensitive, but everyone needs to sleep. And now I'm going to say this again, but now I'm going to say it, especially the highly sensitive. We all need to sleep. And I'm talking about those 8 hours and even more, like in those dark months of the year, especially people who have seasons. It's even more important to even sleep more than those 8 hours. And when you're highly sensitive, your body needs to process so much more that you really need your sleep. And I see a lot of my clients, a lot of people around me, a lot of my friends, and they're like frying their brains every evening, watching television, being online, and going to bed really late, getting up early again, and they're always complaining that they're tired. Well, of course you're tired. You're not sleeping enough. It's like, this is like the most basic one for all of us to start with. Go to bed on time. This is essential. This is like a non-negotiable. It's not a luxury thing. Sleep is the most important self-care habit that any highly sensitive person can create in their lives. Is just get enough sleep. And the fourth one, so we eat, we move, we sleep, is do things that restore your soul, refresh you, and really give you a sense of purpose in this life. Because when we're doing things that feed our soul, give us purpose, we feel better. And when we feel better, that's just a part of self-care. So how do we create highly sensitive habits? How do we create habits that are good for us? Well, the first thing that I want to say about this one is just start with one. Start with your number one thing. What is your number one thing in the range of eat, move, sleep, purpose that you must do every day? And when you don't do this, you're off. You don't feel very well. You feel like, oh, things are not going exactly how I want it. My body's not feeling relaxed. My mind is not not relaxed. So it's essential for you, when you're creating highly sensitive habits, to start with this number one thing, because the good news when you're creating habits is that when one good habit kind of like creates a domino effect into more habits that serve you. So it just takes like that one thing that one thing, that foundation in your day, and you will soon see that more things will come to you that serve you. So all of a sudden you're like, okay, well, I sleep well. Oh, I'm feeling better. Okay, so if I'm feeling better, then today I can tackle that one thing, that other thing that I've been wanting to do, and you have that energy for that. And all of a sudden, oh, you're moving more. Oh, that's interesting. And oh, because I feel better, because I have more energy, so now I can move more. And when you're moving more, you feel health. You're feeling more healthy. You're feeling vibrant. And then you feel like, well, I don't want chips. I'm feeling so good. Let me get that, like a nice salad today. So this is the thing with habits. A lot of people think that successful people are very disciplined and have a lot of willpower. But successful people have just created a lot of habits in their lives that serve them. That's it. It's not about discipline. And they've been, stacking on disciplines that serve them and that serve their purpose in their lives. And that's how you create success in your life. And for me, is success also being healthy, feeling good, feeling vibrant, feeling excited about life. That's success for me. And creating those habits are very essential in my life. And another thing I want to say about habits is that a lot of people talk about, even in hypnosis and things like that, a lot of things that I actually do myself. We like to talk about 21 days, that you have to do something 21 days before it becomes a habit. But there has been a lot of research on habit formation, and one of those researchers have found that it takes an average, and I'm talking, so it's a range, of course, an average of 66 days before something becomes a habit. And of course, it depends on how difficult the habit is that you're tackling, or, like, is it something that really costs a lot of willpower for you to implement? But it's an average of 66 days. So it's just vital that you don't give up easily when you're creating a new habit that is going to serve you. 66 days, and then take on a new habit. So that's another mistake I see a lot of people are making, is that they start with too many things at the same time. So they're all pumped up, and like those New Year's resolutions, they're all pumped up, and they're like, yeah, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna go start eating healthy, I'm gonna move more, but it's also very important for you to create wins in your situation. And when you're tackling too many habits at the same time, you're setting yourself up for failure. And you don't want to do this. You want to create wins. So tackle one thing, one habit, that one thing that really will restore you, and then you can go for the next positive self-care habit in your life that will add up to more and to more and to more. So if for one example, like from in my life, I started first with the sleep. For me, it was essential to sleep more, and I'm a mom of 3, and when I had my 2 youngest children, I just recently started sleeping enough because my children weren't sleeping through the night, and especially with my youngest daughter, she was 5 before she slept through the night. So I was always feeling tired because I wasn't sleeping enough, and I was waking up 10 times at night. So for me, the first thing was, okay, for me is sleep a non-negotiable self-care habit. I don't mess with my sleep. I don't do things in the evenings. I can't work out in the evening. I can't work in the evening because it will always be messing up with my sleep. So, and I'm in bed on time. So this is my non-negotiable. When I had that down, and I felt so much better, all of a sudden I realized I was able to get up earlier. And because I was able to get up earlier, I was finally able to do yoga every day. And every morning I would wake up and yes, I could do yoga. And this, this habit of doing yoga every day, oh, it just like opens up my body, opens up my system, really makes me focus, and it gets me, and because it feels so good to do yoga every day, I don't mind getting up early. And so, and after that, and the eating better and the moving more, it just kind of like all stacked on. But if we're talking also about, like purpose and things like that, for me, it's also essential. People think like, oh, you shouldn't be working every day. But for me, it's essential to work every day because I love the thing I do. I love my work. I love working with my clients. I love working on myself, because part of my own journey is what, of course, what I share with my clients as well. So for me, it's essential to work every day because it just lights me up. I love to work. I love the things I do. And if I can do that every day, even if it's just an hour, if it's just 2 hours, then I'm happy because it's out of my system. I shared what I wanted to share. I checked in with my tribe, and it's making me happy to do so. So that is the thing. Self-care is all about doing those things that serve you. And I don't care how you label it. You can call it self-care. You don't have to call it self-care. It's just be you being you and doing those things that serve you in this lifetime. That is self-care. And it's not only for moms, it's not only for women, and it's not only for the highly sensitive. It's for all of us. It's just nourishing this body, nourishing this soul, nourishing this mind that we have been given. That is self-care, people. I hope you found this talk helpful. I enjoyed talking about it. I was a little bit, like, what am I going to say about self-care? Because I'm not even clear about it. But while I'm thinking about it and talking it out, it does become clear for me that self-care is just something that we all need in our lives. And we just have to start loving ourselves enough to make sure that we also have all these areas in our lives covered as well. If you want to react, please comment below. I always check in with my comments, and if there are any questions about creating habits, please don't hesitate to contact me, because I am a huge fan of habit formation. Habit formation is something that has really served me in my life, and I love helping others in creating habits that serve them as well. So please don't hesitate to contact me just through a private message or email me or whatever. Just comment below and I will reach out to you, and I will see you guys on my next live. Bye.